So let's start. I asked you what is research methodology. How you will describe this research methodology? Only these two words: research and methodology.
The systematic steps that we take to do our research.
What are the methods you are going to take to conduct your research? What are the steps? That is research methodology. For that, you might have studied these different kind of things in this subject. What is hypothesis? How you will develop a hypothesis? How you will test whether your hypothesis is rejected or accepted? And I think research writing is also a part of this, or that is a different subject. Part of this. And some mathematics is also there, statistic part, and literature review. So how you will conduct your literature review. And the last unit is computer application units. So whatever you have studied in those 5 units, how you are going to use those things in your research. That is exactly about this. That is exactly about in this unit 6. That is computer application in research. Because nowadays, whatever you will do, ultimately you will going to use computers for your research. To develop your hypothesis, to test your hypothesis, for statistical analysis kind of work, for research writing, for paper writing, for thesis writing, for when you will be going to your RDC meetings, then you need to prepare some PPT slides. You need to make some charts, some data flow diagrams. All these things you will prepare by using computer. So this computer applications means apart from computer, the different kind of applications which are available for research, how you are going to use and where you need those applications. Okay. So the first thing is introduction about computers. I don't think I should define this already. I have discussed the things. Why we use computer, we know why we are going to use a computer. These are the properties, or we can say the characteristics for using the computers. The speed of the computer, we have a large number of data to process that data. Why we process that data? We have a raw data. What we do? We apply some pre-processing techniques by using some tool, or by writing some code if we are from computer background and we are not or whether we are not from computer background. We know some computer, some programming language, for example R or Python. So what we do? We just write some codes. We will apply those codes on our data. That code will process that data. That data, after pre-processing, that data will become a meaningful data. From by applying those pre-processing techniques, you might be going to reduce the noise. You are going to discard the unnecessary data or outliers. You are just removing. These are the pre-processing techniques. We say data cleansing. If you have heard this term, what is data cleansing? You are just cleaning your data. You just want to keep meaningful data. Okay. So large number of data is there. So computer can process that data in few seconds or few minutes or in few hours. If it is a simulation kind of work, then it will take hours. And if it is a only a tabular data, then it will be processed in few minutes or few seconds. Due to its accuracy, whatever computer will process, that will be accurate. If you are going to remove those noise or some outliers from your data manually, then you may have accuracy issues that will not be that much of accurate. But when you will develop some programs or you will use some tool, then the pre-processed data will be accurate data, because due to this computer accuracy. Organization, you can organize your data very easily by using one command, by using one formula, and its consistency. Whatever you will do, that will be a consistent thing. Then this is the first thing which comes in your research, and you will use the computer for your research process. There will be a two questions, will be a, I think 3 questions in this unit 6. It is unit 6, no? Or 7? 6. So you have to attend 2 questions. The question will be like this: explain the use of computer in research process, or what is the use of computer in research process. So these are the headings. You have to define things in your own words, because you are research scholars. So you don't need to do rectification key. You have 4 lines are there. You are just going to like read those lines, and you need to remember exactly 4 lines or 5 lines. You can write in your words, but please write some meaningful words. Some people will do like this. There is no meaning for those half page or 1 page. So please don't do this. Whatever you write, write in your own words, but write some meaningful lines. For example, the first one is formulating the research problem. So after completing your research work, you are going to formulate your research problem. Are you getting the meaning of this line? Formulating the research problem. What is the meaning of this? Anyone, please. Before identifying the gaps, I think
Why we are going to conduct this research?
you need to like search your research theme. We can say research theme on which, suppose you are from computer background. So in computer science, people are pursuing their research in many fields. Big data is there, machine learning is there, image processing is there, AI is there, robotics is there. And for example, if you are from electronics background, so you have RF and microwave field, you have VLSI, and other fields are also there. So first thing is to identify in which theme you are going to work. Then you will see, okay, my background is from RF and microwave, so what type of works I'm going to do? It means I'm going to work on some antennas, whether I'm going to enhance the capability of some already developed antenna, or I'm going to develop a new antenna. So you will identify your research theme. Then on that theme, you will conduct your literature survey. You will search some papers by using search engine or by visiting the journal sites. Open access journals are there, and through Google Scholar you can search. And what is the like you have already studied this unit, na? Literature survey, literature review. So that is also review and survey is the same thing. So what is the first step to conduct a literature survey? What is the first step? Very first step. Keywords. Then
Then we go to the relevant websites where relevant papers are available.
okay. Then
We
and then obviously if you are going to download, so you are not going to save those papers in your computers, and computer will read them and will give you a conclusion of that. That will not going to be happen. So you have to read those papers by yourself. So first you will decide a timeline. Obviously you have a keywords, you will search the papers, but you will search papers from a particular timeline. Whether you are going to conduct that survey from past 5 years or from past 10 years or from past 15 years. You might have some papers or few papers from a basic paper. From that work has been started. That is the basic paper. The concept has been invented. But after that, many of the researchers have conducted a lot of research on those topics. So what you will do? You will decide whether you are going to conduct this literature review for past 5 years. What is the meaning of past 5 years? If you are in 2024, you are the end of the 24. 24 is almost completed. Now you will see that papers will come from 2025. So your first year is 24, 23, 22, and then 21 and 22. It means you are going to search those papers which has been published from 2020 to 2024. The first thing is you have formulated your problems, you have keywords, or you will find the keywords, what are the keywords in this field. On the basis of those keywords, you are going to search those papers, but you have to search those papers in a particular timeline, whether it is 5 years or 10 years. What type of research and what type of work has been done in this particular field in last 5 years? Because if you don't have a timeline, you don't have a decide. You didn't decided any timeline. You are just searching. Some paper has been published in 80s, one paper is published in 19, another one is 21, 22, or 2001, 2002. Then actually you are not going to get some proper conclusion to what type of research has been conducted in this field. By following this particular timeline from last 5 years or 10 years, then you can exactly extract something from those papers to what type of work, what type of techniques, what type of data has been used in this particular field. Am I wrong for this? Have you studied this similar kind of thing in that unit? Okay. Then for that purpose, you are going to use computer for conducting the literature survey. Then you are going, after conducting this literature survey, obviously you are going, now you will identify the research gaps. You will be able to identify now, we can see. Why you will be able to identify? Because you have gone through a deep research of 5 years or 10 years. When you will go to your RTC, in very first RTC, you will say that I have identified my problem and I have conducted this literature survey. So very first question will be how many papers you have read in this. So you cannot conclude something from 2 papers, 3 papers or 5 papers. So at least you have gone through in past 5 years, you have gone through 30, 40 or 50 papers. Then you will be able to conclude something and then easily you can identify the gaps. Those are known as research gaps. So what is research gaps? what is lacking in that research. So then you can formulate your research objectives on the basis of those research gaps. To fulfill those research gaps, you will propose or you will formulate some research objectives, and then when you have your research objectives, then you can develop your hypothesis. This will be my research hypothesis. Research, you have better like a fresh knowledge about hypothesis, because might be last week or last week you have studied this topic. So you know what is hypothesis, you can develop it, okay? Then you will prepare your research design. What is research design? This might be a framework, a data flow diagram, a layout of your research. You can say framework, layout, data flow diagram. You will prepare some research design. This is my first step. You need some data, you need some pre-processing on that data, then you will have some classification, then you have something, and this is the end product of my research. Ultimately, at the end of the research, you are going to give something to your country, to your university, that this is the final product of my research. Okay, so you need to prepare that research design. Always prepare a research design. And whatever research design you will prepare today, after 3 years or 4 years or 5 years, you will see an entirely different research design of your research. Because when you will work, many things will get changed. What you are thinking today that I have found that this is a research gap, so we can apply this and we will achieve this. But when you will going to apply this, so you may face some challenges. Then you need to change your approach. You need to, some modifications may be there. So at the end, whatever you will decide today, it will be different. Whatever will be the will come at the end. Okay, but initially when you are going to start your research, prepare your research design. Because if you will prepare your research design, so then you have a clear picture that in 3 years or 4 years I have to achieve this. I have to work in this manner. Okay. Then next is determining sample design. For example, if you are doing on some data, some population data, some market data, or your data might be some images, so you have a raw images. So you need to determine what type of data you are going to use. When you have formulated your research problem, so you should have an idea what type of data I am going to use for this research. Whether it will be, if it is a hardware based, then you have to develop that hardware, or you need to purchase that hardware, and then you will add something into it, or it may be possible that you need to develop that hardware from the scratch. You have raw materials that you will develop, or you have some predefined data. You have some population data, you have some market data, so you need to determine that what type of sample data you are going to take. Those data are usually divided in three phases, in two parts. One is training data, another one is testing data. So what you will do? First, by using a training data, you will develop your model. After development, by using that testing data, you will test your model. And then you may have some other data. Some other data means, for example, you have used 2020 data. 2020 data you have divided that data in two parts. One part is used for the development, another part is used for the testing. Then you have 2021 data or 2024 data for the validation of your research design, of your methodology, of the framework, or uh, your framework, or your technique, whatever you have developed. So in this, then you need to determine what type of data or what time of, if that data is having some particular time, then you can take. Suppose, for example, now in 2024 you are going to propose one research title for your thesis. Okay, and you are working on satellite images. Satellite images are, like satellites are roaming in the orbit, they are capturing the data. So for your research development, you have taken 2024 data. But when you will complete your research, so you might be in 2027 or 2028. Okay. So now how you will say that this technique is a best one or accurate technique? You have used 2024 data for the development and testing. But for validation, then you have to apply that data on 2027 or 2028. Then you can say we have validated on this, so it is a better technique or better methodology, whatever you use. Okay. Then next is collecting the data. If you need to collect the data, how you are going to collect the data? Might be if you are from humanities or education background, so you need to collect the data by conducting some survey, online survey, offline survey, or sorry, yes, those questionnaires are distributed through online forms or by printing them, and you can visit some offices or some people, some universities or some area. So you can distribute those questionnaires, they will fill those questionnaires and you can get that data. So how you will collect that data? And I said one example for satellite images for also this. Some of them are freely available, some of them are paid. So you need to be clear what type of images you need for that. You need optical image or you need microwave image, SAR image. You need a freely available image or you need a paid image. You need low resolution image or you need high resolution image. So what will be the procedure for your data collection? Okay. You need to define this first. Then execution of your research, or we can say execution of project. So after collecting this data collection, you need to execute. And what is the first step for the execution of the project? What is the very first step? You are on this step. You have collected your data. You have data in your hand. Then, what is the first step on that data? Pre-processing, or you need to analyze whether this data is suitable for my work or not. I have collected that data. I have so many data. But when I am going to execute the project, it may be possible that I will not get the expected results. So the first step is to analyze that data. If that data is having some noise, some outliers, then I need to apply some pre-processing, some data cleansing, those kind of things. And then I will develop my algorithm, whatever the type. If I need an existing algorithm, I will apply that. Or if I need to develop a new algorithm, then I will develop a new algorithm. And then I will apply that algorithm on pre-processed data. That data don't have any kind of noise, any kind of outliers, which is the most suitable data for that kind of work. And then you will analyze your data, means you will analyze your results, You are going to interpret those results and hypothesis testing you can apply. You might have studied some chi-square test or ANOVA test. Any other test is there? Shapiro-Wilk test.
Reliability test.
Then you can obtain the goodness of field. If your goodness of field will give whether your hypothesis is rejected or accepted. So when you will say that your research is up to the mark after hypothesis, when you will say your research is up to the mark after hypothesis testing. When your hypothesis is rejected, then you will say that it is up to the mark. When it is accepted, you might have some significance level, some confidence level, p-value. ये सब सुने हुए words है ना? But actually, no, I'm not going to teach those things. I just like wants to know whether you know these words or not. Then you can easily capture this line. Only two words are there: hypothesis testing. Nothing else written there. So if I'm saying these kind of words, so it means you will get the entire picture what is hypothesis testing. P-value, critical value, confidence level, significance level, sigma, mu is there. Sigma for mean value. Sigma is for standard deviation. Mu for mean value. Okay. Then you might going to be generalized whatever the after hypothesis or after analysis of the data you will get. So you just need to interpret your results. You might prepare some flow charts or some very good kind of charts. Few people used to prefer pie chart. Few will prefer this standing chart. Few will prefer this scattered plot. So whatever kind of things, and then you will prepare the report or you will write the paper. Report means simply the paper. It may be your progress report, it may be your research paper, it may be a conference paper, or the presentation of the results, how you want to present those results in your report, in your research paper. So these are the steps which are follows for research, which is known as research process. If I am going to ask this question, explain research process simply, or I say that explain computer in research process. What is the role of computer in research process? So you just need to write these headings and need to write few lines. I don't need a very half page or 1 page explanation, that is useless. I need only 4 to 5 lines of explanation that should be meaningful with some good words. There you need to show your creativity. There is two type of creativity. What are the two types of creativity? You got it. Okay, this is an example of one of the example slide. This is my own way. I'm doing research from past 13 years. I have published almost 24 journal papers and 36 conference papers, 4 books, 16 and 17 chapters. This is my way. If I have conducted a literature review on some topic, then if I am going for a presentation, this is for the presentation. I'm going for presentation. If panel may ask me how many papers you have prepared, and I will say I have read 20 papers or 30 papers or 40 papers. So they may ask me, out of those 20, which one is your favorite paper, or you rated that this journal is more suitable or is the best one for this kind of work? So how you will justify those things? Because if you have read 10 papers and at the time of presentations you are not going to remember one paper, it may be possible that one or two you can remind, you can remember, but most of the time you are going to forget. You will be, हाँ sir मैंने पढ़ा तो था, this one you are going to do this. This is the best way. Just put that paper information in a tabular form. You can follow this if you like it, otherwise it's your choice. Nowadays people are doing what they are doing. I told you that this is just for the presentation. Okay. I have conducted a literature review. I have found that these 5 papers are the best papers on this. So the author name are there, paper title, what type of data they have used, what type of techniques, and the conclusion. That conclusion may be a 1 line or 2 line. That is not necessary to write this much of. But some papers may require some more explanation. Okay, so this is very good for presentation. But nowadays people are doing, they are putting this table in their research paper. What happened? I'm teaching this subject from last, I think 6 years, this unit particularly. And I'm showing this table to every year to the scholars like you. So some of the scholars, they thought that this is a literature review way. So they have made this table and they are putting this table into their research paper. They have just wrote the heading, literature survey, and then this table. And before this table and after this table, nothing is written. You just read and get whatever you want to get from this. I have done my part. So I asked him. I have recently organized one international conference in July. So he told me that you showed this in your presentation. So that's why I am emphasizing this thing that this is only for the presentation, not for the research. In research paper, if you are going to write a literature review, my suggestion, what I am doing in my research from past 13 years. So what you do, you just need to write running test. Another thing people are doing, if you are going to ask them, my scholars also do this thing. If I am going to ask them, just write paragraph wise your literature review. So what will they do? They will take this first paper. Gabriel Moser has described this thing, this thing. Khatam, fir agla paragraph. This. That is also not the way to write a literature review. Sorry. अरे आप लोगों ने अभी तो यूनिट पढ़ा है ना, तो आप लोग मुझसे बेहतर जानते होंगे, अभी तो पढ़ के आए आप, उसमें लिटरेचर सर्वे का कुछ बताया कैसे करते हैं. I just want to know actually. Maybe I am wrong, because in research everyone have their own way. Maybe I am wrong in some part. So what you have studied in that unit in literature review, how you should write your literature. Suppose you need to write 1 page for literature survey in your paper, so how you will write it? How you are going to write that? By paper wise or a running text, where you will say that, so for example, if I say this change detection, so change detection is this, and many researchers are using this kind of technique, so I will give references there and will write a running text of that. I think this is the way which I am following. So just don't get confused. This table is just for your PPT presentation. Because after completing your coursework, you are going to face your RDC. It may be in January end or February. So when you have your exam, now your journey has started. You don't think you will get a relax or you will sit down at your home. कि 2 महीने 3 महीने वाला. Your journey has started. Continuously, you have to work for 3 years. If you will work continuously for 3 years, 3 years, then you will get your PhD in 3 years. If you will get relaxed, okay, coursework is done, 1 month rest, date आई, presentation बनाए, गए, present किया, then RDC, you got the RDC date, again, you are just going to study for 10 to 15 days, then it will take, I think, more than 3 years. So your journey has started. After examination, you have to give departmental presentations. One for your whatever the departmental course you have taken, one will be from there, and one from will be this RM, and one will be from that research ethics. So you have to give 3 presentations. So every time you have to be like a soldier. Every time you need to be ready. Exams, seminars, then your RDC, then you have to work, then in 4 to 5 months you have to face your RDC. Okay. Then this is a research design which I am talking to you. You can prepare some framework or data flow diagram. What will be the data flow of your work? Don't waste your time on clicking photographs. I used to share this PPT. You might have one very good WhatsApp group where you used to chat. Do you have any research WhatsApp group?
Or email is with invite.
We got a note from the mail.
Yeah, or if you want to send it via email, all of us are CC.
You don't have WhatsApp group?
Not active, not too active.
But we are getting the note from the mail.
Who is sending them?
This one is the
Okay. So you will get one very small research paper is there, and these PPT slides. Okay. Might be from my side or from Ghazali Saab side. So you will get this. So no need to click the photographs because that phone is distracting you. Meanwhile, you are clicking the photographs. Whatever I am saying to you, you are not listening that. So this is one of the example of a research design. This has been published by me in 2016. So I used to make this. Very first, I will make this. Then I will start working on this. If I will not get results expected by like whatever I have made as expected results, then I can change my research design according to my results. But first I will make this. Then I will work on this. Because first I should have a clear idea what I am going to do. What people are doing, they are just doing. What is the end result, they don't know. In my case, first I will work out that on the things that what will be my end result. First I will try for that by conducting that literature review or by going to the content. First I will identify that after doing this, what will be my end result? Whether I am going to achieve something or not, or I am just going to waste my time. So first, I used to make this by pen on paper. Okay, this will be my first step, then second step, then third step. Later on, I will make it on a computer by using some software. But first, I will prepare on paper. Then, stepwise, I will work on that. At least I have a final results in my head. Then I will see whether it is expected results or not. Because when I made this, so you can see from very first step to end step, I know my result. I know at the end of my research what will be the outcome of this research. So you can also make this. If you like it, if you don't like it, it's your choice. Then you can use computers for typing these kinds of equations. Actually, this table you can use by using a computer because this unit is computer applications in research. So by using a table, so you can make this kind of table for your literature review, this kind of research design by using a computer. You can use one software that is MS Visio. For your research, for your like paper writing or your report writing, you might be using MS Office, Microsoft Office, in which you have a Microsoft Word, PowerPoint. For presentations, you use PowerPoint. For writing, you use MS Word. One software is there, MS Visio. You can install that software, or it might be there if it is a full package of Office. So this is a very good. Why I'm saying this? If you will make this kind of figures in Word, so there may be that much not create and that much not of clarity. Sometimes, if you will see, if you have experience in writing research papers, or you have published those papers in some reputed journals, so they may ask you to produce your images in some DPI, 200 DPI, 300 DPI, 400 DPI. Do you know this? So if you can make this image and you can save this image as a JPG or PNG image, and its DPI is very high, around 600 DPI. So if you will like zoom this image, so its quality will not be degraded. It will remain same. Okay. Then you can use nowadays equations is there in Microsoft Office or MS Word also, or you can use math type software for this, for typing your equations. Some journals may have higher requirement for this also. They will ask you to give equations, properly typed equations. So you can use math type software for this. Okay, now comes to the another topic, that is five major phases of research process. Those were the steps for your research process. Now these are the phases of research process. Don't get confused between this. This is a normal research process, the steps, and these are the phases of your research process. First phase is computers in conceptual phase. What is conceptual phase? Where you will identify your problem, you will formulate your problem. Okay, that is a conceptual phase. Thing is similar, but here, if we talk about phases, so the first phase is conceptual phase. If the question is like this, explain five major phases in research process. So then you need to write these five phases. Okay. First one is conceptual phase, where you are formulating your problem. Then second one is computers in design and planning phase. In conceptual phase, you might first formulate your problem, then you will conduct a literature review, then you will identify the research gaps, then you will formulate your research objectives. So when you have a research objective, it means you have a conceptual, you have some concept, or you have completed your conceptual phase, then you know that you need to work on these four particular objectives. Then second one is design and planning phase. Like I have shown you one research design. What is the purpose of making that? When I was showing that image, I just told you that what is the purpose of that. That is the exact line, design and planning phase. First, I will make one structure. I can call it framework, data flow diagram, whatever. So that is a design. Then I will do the planning. First, I will do this, then this, then this, then this. At analysis, I am going to do this. At pre-processing, I am going to do this. At results, final results interpretation, I am going to do this. So, with preparing a research design, I can also plan my research. Or one thing is there, that is just only for one single paper, that design. If you are going to make your research design for a thesis, so you have 4 objectives. On those 4 objectives, you will prepare your research design. So then you can plan in how much time you are going to complete your objective 1. First, your objective. After completing your objective, you will start working on objective 2, and then objective 3, and then objective 4. All are interrelated. Without completing first, you cannot start working on objective 2, and then you cannot directly jump to the objective 3. And without completing first, second, third, you cannot start working on objective 4. So you need to plan. And we usually plan कि हम इसको 3 साल में खत्म करेंगे. We will try to finish our research in 3 years. That is not in our control, but we can try for that. Sometimes it may be possible it will be completed before 3 years, or sometimes it is possible that it may go beyond 3 years. But we need to plan. If we don't have any plan, so then most of the research scholars will be like this, मेरा तो कुछ हो ही नहीं रहा है. Because they don't have any plan. If you don't have any plan, तो time ही waste होता रहेगा. First, plan your thesis. What are the objectives, how you are going to complete them, and in what time you will complete them. You need to make target. Short targets are always better. Whole thesis you have to complete in 3 years. That is your long-term plan. First objective I have to complete within 6 to 8 months. That is a short-term plan. You can divide your time for your objectives. You can divide. You got admission in, I think, September or October. So by the end of the December, you have completed 1 semester. Now in January, you are going to enter in 2nd semester. So already, if you will see, so 6 months has been gone. Now you have I think 2.5 years from the date of the registration to completing your PhD. You need to, I think, complete 3-year duration. So you can divide this 2.5 years in 4 parts equally, or it may be possible that your first objective may require more time, or second objective may require more time, third and fourth will not require that much of time, but you should plan those things. That is the ultimate purpose of this design and planning phase. That's why these phases has been divided in 5 parts. Another one is role of computer in data collection phase. When you will plan, so your first step is to collect the data. You know how to collect your data, you know the sources. Okay. Or you need to prepare your questionnaires, your survey forms, whatever you require. Then your next phase is data analysis phase. how you are going to use computers in this data analysis phase. You need to analyze their data. You need to establish some correlation between your data. You need to apply some regression testing, regression analysis. So, computer plays very important role there in your analysis phase. Then, your publication phase. When you will obtain some results, you will get some good results, then you will go for the publication, or you will just keep it. अभी रुक जाओ बाद में तुरंत कराते हैं publish. पहले सब काम खत्म हो जाएगा. नहीं, parallelly you have to work on those things. First objective is completed. You got the result from your first objective. Just go for the publication. Second objective completed. You got some results. Go for the publication. Meanwhile, if you have got some preliminary results, you can go for conference papers. You can go for book chapters. Those are also necessary for your profile. In PhD, only general papers will be considered, but for your profile, your conference papers and book chapters are also important. In PhD, only 2 general papers in reputed journals are required. But apart from that, you can publish some additional papers as a conference papers, as a book chapters. Then next topic is role of computers in scientific research. How computer plays important role in scientific research. First topic was your research process, computers in research process. Then second one is 5 major phases of research process. Then third one is role of computers in scientific research. The first one is data storage. Whatever the data you have collected, how you are going to store that data. You can use SPSS data file. You know SPSS?
Yes.
How many of you know SPSS? That is a statistical package
For social science.
which is used for data analysis. So you can create some Excel files or SPSS file. Lotus spreadsheet you can use, or you might have ASCII and text file, etc. for your data storage. It depends on your requirement, how you need to store your data. Because if you are collecting some data, then you need to store it. Suppose you have conducted a survey where you have 15 questions, and one questions you have 2 or 3 options or 4 options. You have distributed those survey forms to the pupils. They have marked according to their understanding. Now, what you will do?
Input the data.
You will make some data sheets where you will store how many people has marked option A for this question, how many people have marked option B for this particular question. That is your data storage. Then you will conduct some analysis on that. Then next one is data analysis. You can conduct your analysis by using MS Excel. EasyFit software is there. Suppose you have a 50 number of samples of your data, you want to obtain the mean value and standard deviation of that data, so you can use it. Even if you want to apply some test, for example, ANOVA or
Correlation.
this test, no. Have you heard about probability density function? How your data is distributed, how you will get it. You have a 50 number of samples. Okay. It is very easy to get what is the maximum value in that data, what is the minimum value in that data. It means minimum range and maximum range. And then you can also calculate the mean value. What is the mean value? Okay. Some like this PDF functions are there which will give you the exact idea how your data is distributed. Bell shape functions, have you seen? Some plots are there in bell shape. So those are PDF functions. So by using this EasyFit software, so you can also check the distribution of your data. Distribution will tell you ki how your data is distributed. Maximum values are there around the mean value, or it is around the minimum value or around the maximum value. And then you can also obtain the standard deviation of your data. And by using that standard deviation plus minus, you can do and you can analyze your data. Are you able to see this PPT slides? Last one. If you have difficulty, so you can sit here. You can come. Then next one is scientific simulation. So the engineering background students may know about these scientific simulations. If you need to conduct some simulations on your data, then by using MATLAB or some other software, you can do the simulation type of work. Another one is instrumentation control. That is, if you are controlling some instrument for aircraft or something kind of these things, you can use these kind of softwares. Another one is when you conduct your research, so how people will get to know what type of research you have conducted. So you can share knowledge through internet. ResearchGate portal is there, you can share your research on that portal, so people can easily get your papers. Publons, Web of Science Researcher ID is also there. You can create all these things. You can create your profile on ResearchGate, Publons, Web of Science Researcher, ORCID, Scopus. Vidwan is also there, that is the initiative of Ministry of Education. Google Scholar or Microsoft Academic Search ID. So you can create these profiles, so you can put your research there, so people who will search on Google or some or other search engine on some other search engine, so easily they will get your research. Otherwise, you have done the research, you are keeping that research with you, so no one will get it. You need to maximize the visibility of your research. You need to create profile on multiple platforms. Because what is important in research, you have done very good work, you have developed a very good technique, and your technique is a novel technique, but people doesn't know about it. How people will know, and how you will say that this is the best paper or a novel paper. So if that paper is cited by n number of researchers, suppose one paper is having 100 citations, one paper is having 5 citations. So easily you can differentiate which one is best. So which one is best? Who is having 100 number of citations? Because people are preferring that paper. It means the work has been conducted in that paper is an interesting work. If people are not following that a particular paper and it is having 0 citations, it means people are not interested in that research. So whatever research you are going to conduct in your life, now you are in research field, so whole life you are going to conduct the research. So the ultimate purpose should be to write good papers and to publish those papers in some good journals, Scopus or Web of Science, and try to make them visible. If you will increase their visibility, then only people will get to know if you have published something or not. So these are the role of computer in scientific research. If the question is something like this, explain the role of computer in scientific research, so you can write these headings and you can describe these terms. Then there are some tools and applications used in research process. For statistical analysis, you can use SPSS or Sigma plot. For data analysis, you can use spreadsheet packages. Word processor, we are very much familiar with MS Word. For presentation, you can use MS PowerPoint. And for database management packages, you can use Oracle MS SQL. Also, you can use MS Access. That is the part of MS Office, where you will install MS Office in your system. So MS Access is also there, along with MS Word and MS this PowerPoint. So Access is also used for same purpose, for database management. You know what is database management? You can manage your data in tabular form. So for example, you are around 270 students. If we need to maintain your data, so we can create a database table where your enrollment number, your name, your address, your father name, mother name, mobile number, your country, your state, your district, all the information will be stored in single row. And in one table, 270 students' information can be easily stored and can be easily managed. And now whatever type of information you want to know, for example, I want to know that how many international students are there in this particular batch. So I will run a query something like this. I will choose country and then I can get the data. So these database management packages are used for this kind of purpose. Then you may have some browsers, internet browsers. You are going to search many things during your research by using these browsers. You can use Microsoft Edge, Mozilla Firefox, Chrome, etc. Other browsers are also there, but these three are the most commonly used web browsers. This is a SPSS tools, that is statistical package for social sciences. It is very powerful tool for statistic related work. So you can, what type of works you can do in this? You can provide data view. It can provide data view and variable view. So you can view your data and you can view your variable, what type of variables are there. Variables may be your field of data in which you have stored your data. You can measure the central tendency and dispersion of your data. You can obtain this statistical inference. You can obtain correlation and regression analysis. Correlation between your data you can obtain. If you obtain value 1 in correlation, it means your data is very much correlated with each other. If you are getting 0 value, it means both the data are not correlated. You can conduct the analysis of variance, non-parametric test, and some hypothesis test also you can conduct. T-test, chi-square test, Z-test, ANOVA, etc. Other tests are also there. You can conduct multivariate data analysis when you have more than one variable, multiple variables in your data. You can also get the frequency distribution, data exposition by using various graphs like line, scatter, bar, histogram, pie chart, etc. So that is a complete package actually. So what type of statistical analysis you want to conduct on your data, you can conduct by using this software. So whatever you have covered in your statistical unit, all the things are there in this software. Might be these are the terms which you have covered in your unit. So by using this tool, you can conduct, you can do all these type of things. Then another data analysis tool we have spreadsheet package. Excel is also very good for conducting some analysis. At least basic type of analysis you can do by using Excel. It is also very powerful. If you
No, if you have some logical knowledge, you can develop a logic, so you can type your formula in Excel and you can conduct a very good analysis.
So electronic spreadsheet software allows the user to add, subtract, and perform user-defined calculations. As I told you, if you have a logical knowledge, so you can develop your formula. That is your user-defined calculations. What type of formula you will type, you will get the value according to that formula. This Microsoft Excel is popular spreadsheet software. Other spreadsheet programs are Corel Quattro Pro, Calligra Sheets, Kingsoft spreadsheets, NeoOffice, etc. So there you can use for your analysis kind of work. Then word processor packages. You can create your documents by using this word processor. And the key advantage of word processor software is that users easily can make changes in documents. So obviously you can edit your documents and what type of formatting you need, what type of document you want to create, you can create that. And some of the word processing packages are Microsoft Word, WordStar, WordPerfect, SoftHeart. Another one is there, Akshar, which is for Gujarati language, and AmiPro, etc. are there. Then you can use presentation software. Presentation graphics software allows the user to create documents called slides to be used in making the presentations using special projections devices. The slide display as they appear on the computer screen. So right now, whatever I'm showing to you, that has been developed in this software. So this kind of presentations, you can have many functionality in this. You can add animations, you can have very good like kind of designs, you can whatever type of design you like, you can create by using this presentation software. And some of the presentation packages are Microsoft PowerPoint, Lotus, Freelance Graphics, Corel Presentation, Apple Keynote, etc. Then database management packages, those allows the user to enter, as I told you, you can enter your data, you can retrieve, you can update that data in an organized and efficient manner with flexible inquiry and reporting capabilities. And by using these DBMS softwares, you can also easily find the duplicacy of the data. You can discard the duplicate data, because sometimes it may happen that you might have some duplicate data. Suppose, for example, you are conducting a survey. So you have distributed the Google form to submit the response. So user has submitted by some user is having a 2 email ID, for example. So he or she might have submitted that response on very first day when you circulated that email. And then you might have sent another reminder mail after 10 to 15 days. So he might get confused whether I have submitted this or not. So again, he or she may submit that by using some other email ID. So the person is same. Email ID is different, but person is same. He might have submit, and both the time he or she might have written the same name, same age, same phone number, same address. So how you will identify those things? That is a duplicacy of the data. One person has responded 2 times. So those kind of things you can identify using these softwares, and you can eliminate those things. In Excel, you can also easily find out by applying the duplicate command. You can easily get if the name is same or the surname is same, so you can identify those things. And various database packages are Microsoft Access, as I told you that Access is there. Paradox, DBase or DBase 3, Foxbase, FoxPro, Visual FoxPro, FileMaker Pro, etc. And these some commercial softwares are also there for this DBMS. Commercial softwares are that support multi-user
are Oracle, MS SQL Server, Sybase, Ingress, Informix, DB2, Unify, etc. And open source software are also there which are freely available. You can use those softwares. And these packages are MySQL, PostgreSQL, Firebird, etc. Then you have browsers, as I already discussed that browsers you can use. That is a software application which enables a user to display and interact with text, images, videos, music, games, and other information typically located on a web page at a website on the World Wide Web or a local area network. And some of the web browsers are Microsoft Edge, Mozilla Firefox, Opera, Netscape, Navigator, Chrome, etc. are there. So this web browser is going to play a very key role in your research. Why? Whatever you need, you will go for this. And Google is one of the famous. Everyone remember Google. No one remember Yahoo or Bing. We know only Google. Google Baba. We will go to the Google. We'll type whatever content we need. So this is the web browser which will give you very good content. Sometimes it may give multiple type of information that may confuse you. So you just search through Google, but try to find the reliable sources from the Google where you can get the accurate information. Because you will just type one word there, you will get few lakh suggestions there. So you need to find the reliable source for that. So these are some search engines you can use: Google, Yahoo, Bing, etc. And then another thing is there, you can manage your documents or your data online. Suppose you have one system at your home and you have another system in your university, in your lab. So what we do, we are working at home, we will save in the pen drive, then we'll bring here. Sometimes if we forgot to save in the pen drive, so whatever we have done yesterday night, that will not with us. So again, we will go back to the home, we'll bring those things. So better way you can do, you can install these kind of softwares. Dropbox you can use, which give limited space to you, up to 1 GB. So for your presentation slides, for your documents, I think 1 GB is more than sufficient. Those files have a very less space in few MB or few KB file. So what will be the benefit of this? Whatever you have saved in this, you just open from that, work on that. Suppose today night you have worked till 2 AM. So you just save that. The same thing has been synced in your lab system when you will come here. So directly you can open and all the things will be with you. With pen drive, the virus may come, you may forget to take from in pen drive, or you may miss your pen drive. So you can make things easy for yourself by using this software: Dropbox, Google Drive, Google Docs, Microsoft OneDrive. You can install this. It also gives 1 GB. I think Dropbox gives 2 GB space. I'm just a little bit confused with this. So 1 GB, I think, is more than sufficient for managing your documents only, for your research papers, reports. And those are accessible through your email ID. So you can easily create your account and can manage your work. You can sync 2 systems or 3 systems. Then you can also use some online data collection tools, online forms for online questionnaires and online survey if you want to conduct. So you can use Google Forms or SurveyMonkey forms, which are freely available. You can create your questionnaires and you can distribute to the audience or to the public what type of survey you are conducting. Then you may have some collaboration tools for voice and video conferencing. Skype is there. Google Hangouts you can use. For example, you are here, your supervisor is in some other country during this winter vacation. Nowadays we have a winter vacation here. Unfortunately, I am not on winter vacation, so I am here. Otherwise, so you might be working in your lab, your supervisor is in some other country. So you can have video conferencing or voice conferencing with him for only discussing your research. My supervisor every year in summer vacation he used to go Germany or France. So we thought that we have a 1 month of relaxed period. I used to sit in my research lab. We used to sit around 13 or 14 hours in a day, or sometimes 16 hours, 18 hours. So we thought कि we have a 1 month. Now we will come like 11 o'clock और आराम से आएंगे and then जल्दी निकल जाएंगे. So then very next day I got video call. All my lab mates behind me, I was in the front. So we got that much of work that we cannot move from the lab for 1 month. He clearly instructed that no one is going for anywhere for holiday or something. You have to do this work, and daily you have to report me through video conferencing that you all are present in the lab. So these are the advantages of these kinds of software, but these are very good softwares. Yes, like video. If you have these kind of software nowadays, we can also conduct meetings through Google Meet, and many softwares are there. So these are the collaboration tools, and then you have some modern research tools. I give these two names as a modern research tools. You might be getting bored कि सब पता नहीं क्या पढ़ा रहे हैं from बहुत देर से ऐसे ही पता नहीं क्या क्या बता रहे हैं. सबसे काम का मैंने सबसे लास्ट में रखा है. So the most important thing is in the last. Can you see him? You can sit there. Or you just want to enjoy with him? Your friend is sitting there.
No, I don't want to block them. I don't want to block them.
Okay. So these three are the very good modern research tools. I say. What is the biggest problem in the research? Can you tell me? You have got a very good results. You have conducted very good research, and you wrote a very good paper. Now, what is the biggest problem with the research paper? And this is also the biggest problem of the research. With research paper, you might face a little problem, but with your thesis, this problem will become a very big problem. And sometimes we got stuck with this problem. Any idea?
How to showcase the reports and the data diagrams.
No, like everything you have done. You have wrote a very beautiful paper. You made very good graph, very good figures. You have, and content is very good. References. Any idea? References. At the end of the research paper, you have references. That's why this topic is at the end of the presentation. सबसे लास्ट में हम references पे ही आते हैं ना. So how you manage your references? Manually, Mendeley, best, or yeah, many softwares are there. These three are the popular one and easily available softwares. EndNote, Mendeley, or Zotero. What happens when you are going to write a papers? For example, that paper is having a 30 or 40 references. So you have submitted that paper in one journal. Okay, today you have submitted, and tomorrow that journal will say, sorry, this paper is out of scope. This doesn't lie in our journal scope. So what you will do? Now you will try in some other journal. Suppose you have submitted in IEEE journal, now you need to submit into the Springer journal. Why I have taken these two examples? Because in IEEE you need to do the referencing by the numbers 1, 2, 3, and in Springer journal usually you need to do the referencing with the author name. Am I correct?
Yes.
So now what you will do? You will change it. How you are going to change it? कितने लोग मैनुअली करते हैं? सच सच बताइएगा। कोई नहीं करता है। बहुत बढ़िया। फर्स्ट टाइम मैंने देखा। अभी तक 6 साल में मैंने जितनी बार ये क्वेश्चन पूछा है तो मैक्सिमम हैंड रेज होते थे कि हम लोग तो मैनुअली करते हैं। अगर आप लोग कोई रेफरेंसिंग टूल यूज कर रहे हैं सबसे बेस्ट है, बहुत टाइम बचता है आपका। within few minutes you can change the referencing style in your whole manuscript, whether it is a 10-page paper or 20-page paper or it is a 200 pages thesis. Within a few minutes or few seconds you can change. I think few seconds. It will not take more than seconds. So these are the very popular tools. Zotero you can use for referencing. Mendeley, Evernote. You know how to use this, no? Mendeley is one of the powerful tools. I'm using that and I like it very much. So that's it from my side. If you have any questions, you can ask me. And in last, from past 5-year experience, this year I am very happy. I haven't given the demo of this Zotero software. Every year, no, like that's why I asked you whether you are using it or not. If you are using, then it is very good. Otherwise, I used to give the demo of this, how you can use it, how it can be beneficial. Okay, so if you have any questions, you can ask me. The questions will be very simple in your question paper. Questions will be very. This is the topic. The question will be on this. But you need to be very clever. ऐसा ना हो कि like I have asked you the tools and application used in research process, and you are going to write role of computer in conceptual phase, role of computer in design and planning phase. Because many headings are similar. So what is the tools and application used in research process? So you can write these things. If question is something like this, role of computer in scientific research, so you need to write about these things: data storage, data analysis, scientific simulation, instrumentation control, knowledge. One question may be from this, computer in the research process. Another one may be from this, 5 major phases of research. Only these 3 to 4 topics are there. And one may be there, what is the use of SPSS and Excel kind of things. So you know what is the use of SPSS and Excel in research. Meanwhile, I will share one this PPT slides and one paper with you, so you can go through it.
You want to push it here. Address what you now have.